the She Loves to Plan podcast, the podcast for the time-poor entrepreneur, the business owner spinning too many plates, and the business mum who wants to feel more successful, more accomplished, and more organised, all whilst building a profitable business. I'm Monique Svensson, founder of Perfect Planner Company and planning enthusiast, and I'm going to be sharing with you my planning hacks, goal-setting strategies, time management tips and tricks, and secrets to success. Every goal needs a plan, and I'm here to help you. Time is the most precious thing we have, and I'm going to show you how to get more of it in your busy life. No more winging it, no more feeling unaccomplished. Let's get planning, let's smash our goals, and let's build the business of our dreams, because she loves to plan. Okay, hello and welcome to this episode of the She Loves to Plan podcast. Very chilled today. We've got the lovely, gorgeous Claire Morton chatting with us today about meditation and something I didn't really know much about. I kind of mistook meditation for something that was maybe a little bit more spiritual than I am. Not everybody's that way, but certainly for me, I'm not that much of a spiritual person. But it was about a year ago that I started to kind of go, oh, what actually is this? So to chat all things meditation, all things planning, we've got lovely Claire with us today. Hello.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Oh,
it's
so
a pleasure.
nice to have you here.
Thank
It's so
you.
nice. This isn't the first time, is it, that we've done a podcast together?
No, you were on ours the other week,
Yeah.
wasn't you? Honest to God.
So we've switched it up today and
I know it
switched.
feels strange being a guest on a podcast. Don't do this often.
It does. It feels a little bit. I almost feel a bit intimidated
Like an
interviewing
interview.
you.
Yeah.
But this isn't an interview. It's just a little
Yeah.
bit of a chat. So tell us, first of all, a little bit about you, what it is that you do, and the loveliness. And she's so calm. Even in Claire's voice, she's just so soothing.
Oh, that's so nice of you to say. I know my husband, Mark, wouldn't say that. He really wouldn't. Because he keeps saying to me, why do these people keep saying that you're so lovely and calm and kind? And when do I see that? But he does, I must admit, he does see a difference in me. I've been with Mark since, 20 years, 21 years. And I am a totally different person than what I was when I met him. Not that I was a bad person, but I was a bit of a crank. So just always out and about and doing things. And so I was introduced into the world of personal development and training it was over 20 years ago, and I was working for a company called QVC, the shopping channel, and I know people will know them, they're still going. It was a great place to work. I absolutely
Were you a presenter?
No, God, no. No, I worked in the call centre, like the operations, which is in Knowsley, just outside of Liverpool, and then the head office and the studios were in London. They're in Chiswick Park now. So we did go to the studios because I was in the human resources and training, so we did a lot of leadership development, presentation skills and stuff like that. But I loved working there, and it was such, because it was an American company, they were really enthusiastic about promoting personal development and really, connecting to yourself and knowing what your purpose is and being the best leader in the business that you can be. So I was there for a good 15 years. I more or less grew up in there, and I started off on the phones and then worked the way through into training and human resources. And that was when at the age of 26, I was like, I really love training people and helping people to find, do something and find like that learning inside themselves, that they've got skills inside that they're not tapped into. I've got quite a lot of patience actually for people, other than my own kids probably.
I think we probably all do.
Because when people are in a learning environment, they get quite nervous because it can take people back to school days and they don't like to ask questions. So I always like to look after and nurture people. Same with when I was working in John Lewis customer services. I like to look after people. I like to make people feel special. So I've always loved to serve. And then I left there, went into from private sector into public sector and worked in a social housing company for 4 years. And that was a total different ball game. It was like going from heaven to hell. It was just a different
Imagine that was
mindset.
extremely challenging.
It was, and it was great learnings for me. But at the time, I was going through some personal problems at home as well. So I had to dig deep, and it was in 2013 I discovered yoga, and I was always reading books and learning new concepts on emotional intelligence, and it was all around mindset and leadership. But I went to a yoga class one day with a friend who introduced me to it, and I just couldn't stop crying. I was like, what am I crying for? I can't do
The
it.
floodgates
It
have
was
been
just like,
opened.
she's like, it's fine. This is just emotions. Just let them come. Because I was always one of them, push them down. I'm fine. Let's crack on. And there was loads of stuff that needed to come out, and I was not aware of it. So I kept going to yoga classes and I kept crying, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to do this anymore. And she was like, no, it's just keep going. So I did. And then after about a month, I felt really flexible in the body, but also I was noticing how I felt more. I was just being more aware of myself, and because I'd not been in a good place, it was good. It was just helped me dig deeper to find out who Claire really is and what is she here for. So at that point, I turned 40, so 5 years ago, I decided to leave work because work was a big stress because I didn't like the environment I was in, and I'm a person that the environment, whatever environment I'm in, I feel it.
You suck it
so
up.
I have to
Yeah.
and people come to me because I listen and I do help. But then I was soaking up people's energy. So yeah, I left, set up my own business, training business, more or less to go into corporates to do more of the same. So the leadership stuff, mindset, emotional intelligence, resilience. But when I look back at yoga philosophy and meditation, all of these concepts that are out there now are all based on this like 10,000-year-old scriptures from called the Vedas. It's just that different people, like anything, have packaged them into their own little concepts and things. So I trained to be a yoga meditation teacher and loved it, connected to myself even more. And so I now deliver, meditation courses, helping busy people how to meditate, because busy people are always stressed. They think that their stress gives them the edge to get to where they need to be, but over time that causes illness and disease and fatigue, and it's not right. So the last couple of years I've been teaching meditation. And I am an NLP master practitioner as well, and a coach. So I sort of bring in the science to give people the knowledge about what meditation is and what it isn't, that it's not just a spiritual woo-woo thing, that it's actually scientific, and you can change the energy in your body and the frequency. You can change and make new synaptic connections in the brain. You can become more focused. You'll be able to put your body into rest and digest instead of living in survival mode and fight or flight all the time. Because everybody now is living a life of and I was talking about this with Jacob the other day when I was doing my podcast around, was consumed by ads.
Yeah.
And the next car, the next house, the next phone, the next best thing. And we don't stop to say, okay, look at what we've got presently and give ourselves a high five.
And
for
also
what
we
we've
live in a now
achieved.
society, don't we, as well, where
Now, I want it now.
everybody wants it. You send a message, you need it now. And it's actually, you need to respond now. People expect emails returned now.
We've lost
too much.
patience.
Yeah.
And meditation gives you patience and to notice how demanding you can be, and why do we have to have it now? And it's lovely to have these nice things, by the way, I'm not saying it's not, but because we're so consumed by these things that we can have now, that's what we're looking to. We're always looking for things to make us feel better outside of ourselves. And then I'll be happy when I get the new job. I'll be happy when I meet the perfect partner. I'll be happy when I move house. I'll be happy when I get my new car. And then we do all that. And then you're made up when you've got your new car and you're driving around, and like a month later, you're like, ooh,
Yeah, what's
what else
next?
can I buy now?
Yeah.
And it's like, and we'll always do that, by the way, as human beings. That's how we evolve. But this day and age, the world is so busy. We just need to go inside, and to know that by going in and sitting with ourselves for a few minutes a day, noticing our thoughts, noticing how the thoughts make us feel, it just connects you to the inner divine, God, the soul, whatever you want to call it, to then know that everything's okay and everything's right here, right now, and we don't need anything outside of
Well, I
ourselves.
think as well our energy shifts, doesn't it, throughout the day? We've got Helen sat here in the studio, and this is something that we've talked about before, isn't it? That you start off the day and you can either be feeling extremely positive or negative or whatever is going on with you that day, or overwhelmed. But the energy can shift throughout the day. So,
And the reason for that is there's actually a mathematical equation that you could put to that, was to say
science. I'll stop talking then. I don't
yeah,
know much
I mean,
about
it's
that
not
bit.
really. It's just how I've learned and how I describe it, is that meditation once a day, say for 10, 15 minutes in the morning, is about 3 units. So if I say on a daily basis as a human being, you pick up 10 units of stress every day, based on work, traffic jams, kids not being ready, all that.
I think
10
my
units.
kids will put me on 20.
Mine about 50. But they say the average person picks up 10 little units of stress every day. A meditation will take away 3 units of stress. Okay. And sleep will take away 7. So people do say, well, I sleep well, that's enough. Sleep isn't enough. Meditation is more powerful than sleep. So if you, Monday, you pick up your 10 units of stress and then you go to sleep and you've meditated. So you'll end up on Tuesday with 0 again. Then you'll go to work, wherever, carry on about your day. You'll pick up the 10 units of stress again, but you've meditated and you sleep. So you'll go back to 0. So you're just maintaining your life, which is okay. If you meditate twice a day, you're going to go into the minus, and it means you go into a space of creation. So on a Monday, I meditate in the morning, in the afternoon. I have a good night's rest on the Monday night. I wake up in -3.
So you got some banked.
Yeah.
You got your units banked.
Yes. And then on the Wednesday, I'll be in -6. And then the Thursday, I'll be in the -9. So you're constantly taking it down, relieving the stress, letting it leave the body. And what they say is, if you're similar age to me, in your 40s, and you've accumulated over 40 years worth of stress without meditating, then it's going to take around 5 to 7 years to let all of that go, of meditating twice a day. But when you start practicing meditation and you do it in a simple way and you plan it into your diary, then and you get the taste for it, and you do it, you're getting something from it, you will want to do it. It's like, going to buy a bar of chocolate and having it with a cup of tea or whatever you like to do. Meditation will become a habit, like a habit.
Yeah.
It should be like brushing your teeth. And if we can get kids to do it from an early age, so it's part of their life, to be able to build a more resilient, more peaceful planet in the future and human beings, rather than trying to fix broken ones.
Yeah. I do some with my daughter. She, we don't do it regularly enough, I must admit, but she's really benefited from it when she's done it, and it brings out a calmness in her that we might not have had.
Yeah.
But let's just say that you've got, you're very busy business mum. She's stressed out. She's trying to organise the kids. She's got to cook the dinner. There's loads going on. She's got phone calls and emails coming at her. What, in practical terms, how can somebody really sort of build that into their day? What would you suggest? Would you suggest, one of the things I do is I make sure I get up early before the house is even, anybody else in the house has woken up. But that isn't for everybody. So, I mean, does it work at night time, for example? Are there other ways that people can do it?
Yeah. So I mean, because I'm a meditation teacher, what I teach is based around starting off on 1 meditation a day, but building up to the 2. Because when you build up to the 2, you're at that point of, I'm ready for the 2 a day now. I can see the benefits.
You suggest not jumping straight in with 2.
No, and you don't have to go and sit on the top of a mountain and like take your shoes off and ground yourself and hug trees and all that. It's just, you can sit in a chair, you can sit on a bus, you can be sitting on a train, and you can just go in, and you can even do it with your eyes open if you want, but it's just about noticing your breath and your thoughts. But it teaches you to get up to that level. So for a busy, stressed out mum or career woman, both, carer, there's so many people out there now who are doing so much, and I think as women we do so much to serve and help others, but if we don't look after ourselves, we don't have the energy to serve others. So we have to be priority. And I don't know what you've been talking about on other podcasts, whether it's been mentioned but self-awareness and self-care has to come first, so that you can then do other things for other people. And it's that whole thing around having self-discipline and making promises to yourself that you're going to do something that you enjoy, so that you feel like you've achieved something that you want to do, and then you feel happy. If you feel happy, your energy's up, then everyone else that's around you will feel that as well. So my thing is self-awareness through meditation, then that leads on to self-care. So getting up early in the morning, even 10-15 minutes, and just giving yourself 10 minutes and sitting down with yourself and telling the body that it's going to stay here. Whether it wants to go and make a cup of coffee, whether it wants to pick up the phone, no, telling the body it's going to stay here until the 10 minutes is over, and then you can crack on with your day and you're coming from a more present place.
I love it. Doing
it in the afternoon is recommended between, I'd say, 2 and 4. And even if you are in a busy working environment, you know, I do it from home most of the time, but when my kids come in the room and they know I'm meditating, they'll go out, and I've said to them, don't come in unless it's dead urgent and someone's, you know, there's something really bad happening outside. Whereas years ago, I used to say, oh, it's okay, I'm only meditating. So they go on and then just to stay. But I want them to know the importance of it, so that they know that I need it, and they see the difference in me. Yeah. So if they know I'm meditating, they'll go, okay, and then they'll close the door.
And does that zone you out? Or if you learn now to...
It's fine. It's because again, life happens. So when you meditate, and you'll focus on breath and senses, and then mainly might focus on a mantra. And then you'll be hearing things, and distractions come and thoughts come in and thoughts go out. We can't clear the mind. Meditation's not clearing the mind.
That's the thing I definitely struggle with, because I'll do it. And the minute I'm in that kind of place of quiet, I can't help it, all these thoughts. And I get you know, quite cross with myself. I'm like, no, this is supposed to be quiet time.
No, but that's it. You're sitting with your thoughts.
Yeah.
That's it. You're noticing whether the negative thoughts, happy thoughts, how those thoughts are making you feel, and then you are just aware. That's it. So I think a lot of people get put off thinking meditation's about clearing the mind. It's not. It's definitely not, because we have 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day. So the thoughts come in, but then it's like, okay, the thoughts are coming in, that's fine. Let me just float back to the mantra. Let me float back to my breath. So you're just constantly coming back. And the more you do, it's a skill, the better you get at zoning in. But then depends on what's going on in your life. The fact is that you've sat down with yourself for that time. That helps. The brain changes. So the left and the right hemispheres come together more. So you're able to make logical and creative decisions rather than just living through left brain autopilot stuff. You're actually going in and making new changes. You're learning so much more. So it's crazy that it's not in schools. It's
should absolutely.
I think it is in some, but I think it's up to the head. It should be on the curriculum, because if you have a place of people coming from a rested place, digested place, it's called the parasympathetic nervous system. I'm using that more than the survival, fight or flight, and people panicking and I've got to do a test and I've got the traffic jam. It's like, does it really matter? Just rest. It's fine. People just come from a calmer place. Therefore, energy and their behaviour comes from a calmer place. And we're training our brains and rewiring our brains to know that we don't have to be rushing to places, because what are we doing it for? It just gets you to think, oh, right here, right now, I'm all right. Everything's all right.
I love it. I mean,
Sorry, I could go on for hours.
I know,
I'm
and I
such
could
a
listen to this.
rambler.
I could listen to this for hours. But I think for our listeners today and those that are watching this back, would you take us through a few minutes of a meditation just to give us an example, really, of a guided meditation? So there's different types, isn't there? But guided is where you can actually sit and listen to someone sort of talking you through the process. And certainly I would say for a complete beginner, a novice, this is probably the best way to start. And at the end of this podcast, Claire will get you to, so I know you do some guided meditations where people can find you and find out more about that. But if anybody is in their car right now, please, as much as I don't want you to turn this podcast off, please don't listen to this, because we don't want anybody to have any kind of accidents. So Claire's just going to take us through a couple of minutes meditation.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
you can do this at any time. So first of all, you don't have to be sitting down in cross-legged position with your hands like this or anything like that. You can literally just sit down. You can have your legs crossed even if you want to, but you can have them with your feet both flat on the floor, and then just placing your hands on your knees, on your lap, and you can have them down, palms down or face up. And then just making sure that your head's free so that you're not leaning on or you're lying down, because meditation is not lying down. That's classed as relaxation or yoga nidra and other things. Meditation's done sitting up. Okay. And it's all about the different brainwave states that you get yourself to in meditation. With lying down, you fall asleep. So, okay, let me check the time, because we'll just do a few minutes. So then I just want you to then close your eyes. And then we're going to focus on the breath coming in through the tip of the nose. So breathe in through the tip of the nose. And as you breathe in, allow your belly to bloat out like a balloon. And then as you exhale out through the mouth, bring the belly back in towards the spine. So we're going to do a few of these. It's abdominal breathing. Breathe in through the nose. Allow the belly to bloat out like a balloon. And as you exhale, bring the belly right back towards the spine. And this is the way that we should breathe naturally. So when you look at babies and they've just been born, or, changing the nappies, you can see how their belly rises and falls. But a lot of us now breathe into our chest. It's not enough. We need to breathe into the stomach. And continue just breathing in. Belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. And then just begin to rest the muscles around the eyes. Slightly let the jaw fall open. Allow the tongue to rest on the roof of the mouth. Just allow the head to soften. Relax. And thoughts will come in and thoughts will go. It's absolutely fine. Each time the mind wanders, just come back to the sound of my voice. And again, it's not trying. We just want to float in and float out. So don't force yourself back. But the more that we do this, the more you'll feel the benefits. So relax in the shoulders. I'm just going to take you through a nice little sense check. So I want you to take your focus and your attention to your eyes with your eyes closed. Just simply notice what you see. So whether it be darkness or light, colours or patterns, just notice what you see right now. Really good. And then taking your attention now to your sense of taste. Just notice any pronounced or subtle tastes right now. And just notice how your mouth feels. And now taking your attention to your sense of hearing. What do you hear right now? So just noticing the room that you are in, any sounds within the room, the space that you are in or outside. And we're not trying to push these noises or sounds away, we're just simply observing. Just letting them through, float into our consciousness. And then taking your attention to your sense of smell. Just notice what smells right now, if any. Really good. And then taking your attention to your sense of touch. Just noticing your feet touching the floor, the ground that you are on. Noticing your bum in the seat that you are sitting in and how it supports you. Noticing the clothes on your skin. If you feel a breeze on the skin, just notice how it feels. And then just really opening up our lens of awareness. So I want you to really see what you see, smell what you smell, taste what you taste, feel what you feel, and hear what you hear all at the same time. Being in the present moment, right here, right now. If we really open up our lens of awareness to our senses, that then brings us into awareness and consciousness, which is the sixth sense. Going back in to just notice how you feel today, how you feel right now. So whether you feel happy, sad, peaceful, angry, worried, hungry, just notice how you feel. And we're not trying to judge it, we're not trying to push it away, we are just simply noticing and observing. And know that this is okay right here, right now. Okay. And then just coming back to the breath, I want you to think of 3 things that you are grateful for today. Keeping the eyes closed. They don't have to be anything mega or major, but just 3 simple things that you are grateful for today. Picture them in your mind's eye, those 3 things. And then I want you to inhale, big breath in through the nose, and then out through the mouth. Inhale, gratitude, and exhale and out, gratitude into your life, into your week. And one more time, inhale, grateful and gratitude and everything that you are thankful for. Hold it and smile. And then exhale out, sending all that love, positivity and gratitude into your life. And then when you're ready, take your time, only when you're ready. Gently open your eyes and come back. But only when you're ready. So sometimes some people take a while. That's fine. If you're listening to this, then you can sit in your own time.
I'm ready to go to sleep now.
You'll feel all right in a minute. You'll be all energized for the day in about 10 minutes.
That was amazing.
Namaste.
Namaste. I'll tell you what I'm grateful for right now is for you
on.
doing that.
Oh,
and for
I'm
you
grateful
being
for being here. It's lovely.
It's just wonderful. Thank you so much, Claire. Thank you for joining me today. And if people want to find out more about what you do and your wonderful meditations, where can they find you?
On Facebook, Claire Morton. I'm on Instagram as _purpose pusher, and my website is thepurpose-pusher.com. But yeah, mostly Facebook, LinkedIn, Claire Morton. meditation and high performance coach. I'd be happy to talk to anyone who wants to learn how to meditate and change their life.
Absolutely. I love it. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you very much.
If you enjoyed this podcast today, why not hit subscribe? Also, we do give away a product each and every single Monday. All you need to do is take a screenshot of either you watching this or listening to this podcast and share it to Instagram stories. Tag us at perfectplanner.company. Everybody that enters each and every single week will get put into a draw, and on Monday we will announce a winner and you can win a product of your choice from our Perfect Planner Company store. Also, if you love Facebook and you want to get even more value from me, do please come and join us in the She Loves to Plan Business Lounge, and you'll find us hanging out over there. Don't forget to hit subscribe and tell all your friends about the She Loves to Plan podcast. You can find us on all of the podcast platforms. Thanks for listening.